Hello everyone, welcome back to another Ableton tutorial. Of course, first of all, big shout out everyone getting involved on Patreon, everyone liking and subscribing here makes a big difference. Please comment, suggest any things that you'd like me to go into deeper, any ways I can make these videos more useful for you guys. Yeah, let's dive into it. Okay, so I've been thinking about effect tracks as kind of a bit like guitar pedals recently, in that there's a few things put together and you can sort of, you know, adjust a few parameters and you get a whole range of outcomes based on that. And that's one thing that Ableton's effects are fantastic for, is when you string a few of them together, you get a whole bunch of really interesting possibilities. So today I'm going to build an effect rack that can turn a sound like this into a sound like this. Whole bunch of chaos happening there, or perhaps you want to turn a sound like this, a snare drum, into a sound like this. Or perhaps we want to turn a sound like this into a sound like this. So we're going to look at how to build this effect track and how to create these kind of presets and a little bit of the idea behind it. Patreon members will be able to download this rack that I built today with all of the presets that I've made for it. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that effect track. We're going to delete everything that's in here. So I have the three preset sounds that I've just selected: a snare, a pluck, and a little blippy sound that I made in Operator. And we're going to start with the little blippy sound, and we're going to build our effects rack in here. So the first part, the genesis of this, is all to do with doing some blippity bloopity stuff with the echo effect. So first of all, we're going to unlink them so that now we can adjust the left and the right independently. We're going to turn it off sync, so now that we're time-based, and already you can hear this turning into kind of bubbles. We're not just going to leave it there. No, of course we're not going to leave it there. We're going to bring in two LFOs into here. So one, I'm going to set some parameters before I duplicate it. So I want it to be on a random rate and a little bit of jitter, a little bit slower. Yep, now let's just dupe. Oh, no, I'm going to change this to remote and not mod. Now I'm just going to duplicate that, going to map one of them to the left and one of them to the right. Let's just adjust the rate. Actually, it can be happening a lot faster. And we're going to just bang this up to 100% wet here. Yeah, cool. Maybe we want to constrain the range a little. Constrain the range a little bit. Constrain the range down in Africa. Sorry. It's Sunday afternoon. What do you expect? So we've now constrained the range a little bit of these. So they're bleeping, doing all sorts of fun things all over the place. Maybe a bit more feedback for now. Yeah, okay. This is kind of nice. What do we want to do next? Perhaps next we want to add something like a little bit of distortion. I think would be nice in here. Let's add that inside the rack. Yeah, that in here. Going to switch it to multi-band. Add a bit of drive here. Let's get some unity gain happening. Pretty close for now. Want a lot of low-end distortion on a noise injection. Yeah, this is nice. Ooh, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. Okay, the mids. Let's make the mids something polynomial. No, fractal maybe. Add a bit more. Yeah, this is cool. This is, ooh, yeah. This is cool. Oh, maybe, yeah. Some highs. Let's add some highs on something funky. Yeah. This is pretty cool. This is, ooh. Now I want to create a thing at the end where it adds a bit of beat, a bit of timing to it. Now, we often think of a beat as you need to have a kick drum or a snare drum or something like that, but beats are just divisions of time. And at the moment, we have sort of a vague feeling of division of time from when this sound starts doing something, but I want to create something that's, yeah, more. So I'm going to create a kind of stall effect on the 3 to make it feel like sort of half-time snare. So, of course, we're going to use beat repeat for this. Bring in a beat repeat in here. Now I'm going to move the offset so it happens... I want it to happen on... Yeah, exactly. Where it is there. Let's bring this down so we can... let's make this an insert. And we can hear it is stalling every... There we go. Yep, cool. Okay, let's do some more interesting stuff with this. Let's bring some LFOs in on this. Let's again make you random, and let's connect that with. Why am I doing the CV LFO? I want the regular LFO for this, because I want to use the modulation. Let's map the modulation around here. Let's make this random. Let's connect that with a beat. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Yeah, let's bring in another LFO. And let's connect this LFO again with random, but let's again make it synced with a beat, because what we're trying to do here with the beat repeat is create a beaty kind of effect. And let's connect that with the pitch. And because we're modulating, we want that to be in the middle. And now you can kind of feel like a 1 and a 3 happening here. It's giving it some kind of rhythmic sensibilities. Now, I want to be able to have a dry version of this coming through. So I'm going to group all of that. Shift and shift. Yep. Command G. Right click, create chain. And there I've got a dry version. And now I have a wet version. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. I want to use a bit of multi-band. Let's use the OTT. And I'm putting that in this little spot where it's joined those 2 chains together. So that it's mixing the dry signal and the wet signal. I want to be able to control the amount of level going into the dry signal, into the wet signal. So I'm going to add utility in here so I can turn this... And that's now controlling the amount of signal getting sent into this whole bloopity effects chain. Now we have all these cool things that we can play with here. Ooh. Wow. That's adding a lot of interest with the distortion. That's maybe a bit too much. Where's my distortion gone? Hello, you're in here. Yeah, I think it's the mid-range one. Let's maybe shift that back to just something like a soft sine. That's a bit nicer. Okay. I'm kind of digging this. Now, let's turn that reverb off for now, though. So you hear this is kind of close to where I had that first preset from the demonstration version of this rack that I had. Where are we? Yeah, so we have our 3 sounds here. So this is my effect track. This is my guitar pedal. Let's just call this guitar pedal for now. And I'm going to make some macros. Bet you didn't see that coming. Gonna make some macros for these sounds. So we're going to open the macros effect here. We're going to add some more. Why not? Let's go all the way up to 16. Now, one of the first thing I want to be able to control is the amount of level going into the effects rack. So I'm going to turn on map and connect that. And I want to make sure that goes to a maximum of 0, not a maximum of plus 35. So yeah, now I can control the amount of level going in. Let's say I want to be able to control the amount of variation of all these bubbles and LFOing type effects. So I'm going to do that using the depth on these 2 LFOs that are controlling the switching around on the on the echo. So let's add a depth control to here, and they can both be the same. So now when I turn that right down, we can see that all of these parameters on the echo are not changing. We're getting something that's quite static. So let's call that effects gain in. Let's call this echo variation. I didn't quite type that right. Let's get that right. There we go. Oh, it is there. Let's call that echo vary, because I like to be able to see what things are saying. This is fun. Let's turn that back up so we get a bit more interesting things happening. We probably want to be able to control this feedback. So let's add that to here. Delay feedback. Yep, lovely. One thing that's going to be fun to be able to change is the repitch. So we're going to connect that to here. Delay repitch. Yeah, lovely. We're just playing around with this reverb a bit, so that's going to be fun too. So that's at the moment that's set to a post reverb on. Actually, I'm going to change that so it's only reverbing the feedback. That's not going to make that. In fact, that's not going to make any difference, is it? Because it's a dry, 100% dry wet. Don't know why I did that, but now we can. That's fun. We're probably going to want something like a dry wet on that distortion. Where have you gone? Distortion. Yeah, here we go. We want a dry wet from that. So let's add that. Distortion, dry wet. Lovely. What else might we want to be able to... oh yeah, beat repeat stuff. So let's minimize some of this. So we want a beat repeat chance. So let's call that beat repeat chance. Probably want to be able to modulate something like the beat repeat pitch decay. Yeah. Pitch decay. Want to be able to... Oh yeah, the beat repeat filter. So let's just turn the filter on. But let's connect both the filter frequency and let's connect the filter width. Okay, right, that's that. This is interesting. I'm not going to, I want to keep this. Maybe we want to do the beat repeat offset. No, I think that's a nicer thing to be able to just actually dig into and find it yourself. Don't need that on a macro. Let's do some stuff on the filter on the echo as well. So yeah, maybe just something with the low pass here. Let's connect that. Delay, low pass. That's going to give us some interesting stuff. Yes. Okay. Maybe that's enough. Is that enough? So, because I quite like this sound that's happening now, I'm going to save that as a snapshot. So we're going to go first one. And let's create a dry. So that means I'm going to want no chance on the beat repeat, no distortion, and no gain going into the effects. And there we have just a dry one. Okay, so let's call that dry. And let's put you at the top. Do we want to be able to control the volume of the dry signal as well? Maybe we do actually. So let's just put another utility in here. Let's map that gain to here. Why didn't that work? Gain to here. Yeah, and again, let's make that only go to maximum 0. Lovely. Okay, now we have a whole bunch of things that we can randomize. to create some presets and see what happens. Or before we do some randomization, in fact, let's maybe create some of our own presets. Let's see what we can do here. So let's... feedback, let's have a short feedback. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a bit more controlled. So let's call that a bit of control. Now, what happens if we make this always turn on? Ooh, this is fun. Let's turn the filter width right down. Oh, right, yeah. Down? Does that make it smaller or bigger? Let's find out. Where's that gone? It's in here somewhere. When I turn that up, what happens? Yeah, so let's turn that right down. And let's see what happens if we turn the delay repitch. This is fun. Fun? What's happened? Why? There we go. Ooh, this is super fun and glitchy. Yeah, this is nice and glitchy. Okay, now let's just... No, we don't need all of these open. Yeah, there we go. This is fun. That's a nice sound. Yeah. Sounds a bit like scary footsteps. Okay, let's see how these sound with... Let's see how some of these sound with the other sounds we have in it. Ooh, this is nice. Actually, maybe a bit less distortion on that. Where's the distortion gone? I can't find all my things. I can't find my things. Did I get rid of it? No. Ah, distortion. Yeah, this is nice. Just an occasional chance of the beat repeat doing something. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice and deep. Let's do another. It's quite rhythmic. Nice. So there, I would just keep doing this. Let's have a listen to some snares. Oof. Chaos. Oh, this is nice. That's like far away chaos. So, I really like this approach, sort of thinking about an effect track as a guitar pedal, and now we have something that has all of these cool presets on it that we've made. That when we're wanting to make a sound interesting, instead of having to build this from scratch, you can just drag in your effect tracks, and there it is. All of these presets. If you don't know how to do that, I'm just going to very quickly show you how to do that. So this is my instrument rack. This is my effect track that I've just made. All you have to do is drag that into your user library here. In my user library, I have a folder called effects. Just drag it into there, and then I can now drag that into a new project onto any channel I like. Because I also have my effects folder listed in my effects up here, so it's easily and very quickly accessible. So yeah, let's go back to this sound, because maybe this one was the nicest of these sounds, and that's a bit nicer to talk over. So there we go. That's today's tutorial. I hope you got something from it. I hope you enjoy exploring sounds and ideas in this way. If you're posting anything that you make with this stuff on Instagram, tag me at nicholas.thayer. Would love to see it, share it, build a little community around this stuff. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone, or Monday, or whatever day it is when you're watching this.